Alrighty. Hey, we're here. We are here. Let me hook up my headphones. I got the Steak and Shake right next to me. Hold on. Let me get my one. Oh, it's not gonna lean down. Is it? It could, okay. Got my light. Just trying to fix it up real quick. Boom. All right. Just in case we need that. Got it right there. All right. Got the Steak and Shake on me. Mic testing 1. Mic testing 1. Is this thing? Let's make sure, because last time. Okay, we're good. We're good, money. Ha ha. Let me take this out because it's probably cold by now. Gosh. Hopefully it's not cold. We got the Steak and Shake. The Steak and Shake right here. Now these burgers are kind of small. I'm not gonna lie. No wonder why it was kind of cheap. I was wondering. And it's already kind of cold. Dang it. I waited a little too long. And it was a long wait. I don't know what it was, but it was a long wait. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. All right. Got ketchup in here, napkins. Got Steak and Shake. What's going on, guys? Scary Saturdays. Today we're eating with it. Don't be alarmed. Today we are eating with Scary Fridays. Hey. Alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to get straight to it, man. Not much intro if you're new to the channel. Subscribe is free. Smash the like button. Enjoy the video. Enjoy the live. Comment. Participate. Let's get into it. If you guys have any videos you want me to check out, definitely let me know. But I'm going to ask for it too, so don't feel pressured to just say something early. But we got a 50-minute video. Hopefully, what's been happening is I've been getting demonetized, because for obvious reasons, copyright videos. And that's why it's been stopping the stream. But hopefully, that doesn't happen. So let's get straight to it. Let's see. Uh-oh. I gotta pull up the browser. Gotta pull it up. Okay, still not showing up. That is disappointing. What is going on? Oh boy. Do I need to restart the stream? Goodness. Technical difficulties already. We didn't even start the video and it's already messing up. Let me wipe my glasses real fast. See if we can figure this out. I'm overeating a cold burger. It's cold. It's a little bit warm, but it's not like hot. Okay. All right. Let's see what we can do. That's not the problem. This is the problem. So if that's there, why isn't it picking it up? Is it because it's two? So maybe I gotta exit out one. Could have exit out one of them. Okay. Maybe something like that. Let's see what happens. I don't know why it's not picking it up, but it's just not for some reason. Oh, guys, I think this is a fail. I think this might be a fail. Okay, here we go. Okay. So let me see something. I'm just testing it. I should have tested this off. Okay. We're good. All right. Let's get straight to it. The Steady Ed TV. Let's go.
And set off on what we thought was going to be the adventure of a lifetime. We only wanted to stay for a week, do some drinking, see some sights, chat to some girls. It was supposed to be a dream holiday for us. But for me personally, it ended up being an absolute nightmare. I haven't really got a bad word to say about Malaysia. I want to make that clear, and everyone but a handful of Malays I met were great folks. And despite it actually being me who's one of the idiots in this story, I'm not evil, but I definitely shared a space with some people who were. So, like I said, there's a big chance you're not going to have any sympathy for me here, because I'm one of the villains of the story. Not nearly as much as a villain as some others, but a villain nonetheless. You see, I got flirting with this Malay girl who turned out to have a boyfriend.
William, what's up?
And the boyfriend started giving it the big one. I gave him a slap that would have impressed Will Smith. Wink, wink.
Ooh.
He hits me back. I throw him over a table, and before my mates got involved and dragged me off the bloke, I got a few decent hits in on him. I was drunk as a skunk at the time, and I've had plenty of fisticuffs back in Oz with people just going their separate ways after a bit of a scuffle. And then the next thing I know, as we're leaving the bar, the Malaysian cops show up, and practically everyone spills out of the bar to be like, "Him, he was the one fighting, arrest him." And believe me, arrest me they did. I won't go through the ins and outs of the court case, but let's just say that I didn't have a leg to stand on. The whole thing was caught on CCTV, and as much as my lawyer and the bloke from the Aussie consulate tried to barter my sentence down to deportation, I ended up getting 4 months in Kajang prison. I cried like a baby that first night on remand, as I'd gotten into my head that Kajang would be some kind of torture that I'd never make it out alive from. But honestly, I think it was a bit of prejudice speaking, because the prison itself didn't turn out to be all that bad. Yeah, it was grim, but if you kept your head down, behaved yourself, and didn't have sticky fingers, you got along quite well. But if you didn't behave, if you stole from your fellow prisoners and made their lives difficult, they made your life difficult in turn, and that's a lesson that a Nigerian bloke learned 100 times over. I was probably just as surprised as you are to find out that there was a little Nigerian contingent in a Malay prison, but so there was. All these big scary-looking blokes too. You couldn't have wanted to be facing them in a scrum, not even on your best day. But from what I came to understand, they were having trouble with one of their own, and this one turned out to be a much smaller one who had a habit of going on the take. He'd steal from everyone. The Malays, the Indos in the kitchen, even his own Nigerian brothers, and in the end, some Malay gangsters got right bloody sick of it and decided to teach him a lesson. They just didn't do it somewhere private either, shanking him in the showers or however they'd like to do it in America. The Malay Mafia did it at a time and place where everyone would be able to see what happens to thieves.
They're not playing out there. They're doing this thing out in the open. They're trying to set the example. Don't play, man.
And they did it in a way that meant no one could touch them for it. I remember the sound of it like it was yesterday.
Lord.
We're all in the canteen, and I was part of the second sitting, meaning the second group of prisoners that were allowed into the canteen to eat. Then out of nowhere, I hear the single most blood-curdling scream that's ever graced my ears. The only thing I can compare it to was when Andy Durrell broke his femur playing footy in grade 9. It was like a bloody great wail that came from the kitchens in the back, one that rose up in pitch and intensity until everyone in the canteen was grimacing just from the sound of it. It had that real nails on a chalkboard effect too, like it made me want to plug my ears just to keep from hearing it. It just didn't stop either. The screams kept going, on and on, like whatever was going on back in the kitchen, someone was in a lot of pain. The screws basically ran back into the kitchen to see what was going on, and everyone was looking over to the kitchen entrance, and that was at the side of the serving counter, wanting to know just what had made someone scream like that. A few seconds later, they lead the thieving Nigerian bloke out, who was holding his arms out in front.
You know, you hear a lot of scary stories about, prison, jail, and stuff like that. Booty bandits and all this stuff and shankings. Some say is crazy. Some say it's lighter. All I know is it's real. It gets active out there. I don't know personally, but I believe it's real. I believe if you don't act right, you're gonna get dealt with. It's just simple, just like out here. Let's get straight to it.
In front of them, and Jesus Christ, I've never seen burns so bad on anyone or anything. Up to about the middle of his forearms, all of his skin was blistered and peeling, like it literally looked deep fried. And the whole time he was being let out of the canteen, he was letting out this horrible mixture of screams and wails, like he was literally crying like a baby shouting, "Look what they did to me! Look what they did to me!" He was quickly followed by the head of the kitchen team, who ironically was the least supervised crew in the whole prison. You'd think that they'd have more supervision considering they had access to knives and pans and all that, but no. It was one of the cushiest jobs for that exact reason. The kitchen team were also made up of almost entirely of Malay mafia guys, mainly because they could organize things to be smuggled into the prison in the food deliveries they received. So, the bloke that headed up the kitchen team, he was pretty high up in the Malay mafia hierarchy from what I understand, and it was him that came out of the kitchen with a big smile on his face, saying something in Malay to one of the guards. I turned to the bloke next to me and asked what was being said, and was told the guy was saying, "He had an accident, boss. He slipped on some oil." But as any of you can probably guess,
Nah, he ain't
the
slipping
guy
no oil.
hadn't slipped at all.
Definitely
I
not.
later heard, and I don't know how true this is, that they invited him into the kitchen so he could get some extra food, and he'd promised to stop stealing stuff if he could get some extras. And little did he know, the Nigerian guys had basically okayed him getting punished from the Malays, probably just to keep them sweet since they had a little smuggling arrangement with them. Then, after getting the guy into the kitchen with the promise of extra food, they braced him, dragged him over to the deep fat fryer, then forced his arms into it while it was turned up high.
Damn.
Everyone else in the kitchen then swore blind that the whole thing had been an accident, and that they had no idea what the guy was talking about when he said that he'd had his arms forced into the fryer. They had said that he'd slipped on some oil that had leaked out of the unit or something, and the guards just ate it up. That was without a doubt the most terrifying thing I'd ever witnessed or heard about when I was inside, and nothing else even compared to it. I sometimes still have nightmares where I can hear that guy screaming, and at one point, I even had a nightmare where it was me having my arms forced into the fryer. In a dream, when I pulled my arms out of the thing, they looked like fried chicken, but all bloodied and melting too, if you can picture it. Even had the nightmares after I got out when my 4-month stretch was finally over. I think it's because, since I was just waiting for something bad to happen the whole time, when it finally did and I saw it, I couldn't help but be obsessive over it, if that makes sense. Getting back to Australia was just a dream, and the reunion with my parents was an emotional one, but intense affair. Mom said that she didn't know whether to smack me or hug me, but Dad later said that he knew boys would be boys, and that as much as I deserved to be kicked out with a lifetime ban or a fine or something, Making an example out of me wasn't fair in the least bit. But anyway, lesson learned. And don't mess around in other countries, kids, because they don't mess around either.
Hey, man. First story. It is pretty crazy to actually see that in real life. But hearing it didn't sound as scary as experiencing it, obviously. But, man, if I were to, see that thing, it would be crazy. And definitely it is scary. But hearing it is like, okay, we're behind closed doors. He got burned with oil, but it probably looked really gross. It probably looked terrible. But let's go to story 2. Let's see what happens. Let's keep it moving.
I spent a few years inside on drug-related charges when I was younger, and let me tell you, prison is no joke. By the time I got out, I was all kinds of messed up, and I'm pretty sure I still got some kind of PTSD from some of the scary stuff that I saw. Saw a lot of violence, a lot of guys just being straight up evil to lesser, weaker dudes. But I think the thing that got me the most was how pointless and senseless a lot of it was. This one time I was playing cards with some guys and one of them was smoking a cigarette. This other dude, who wasn't playing with us, comes up to the table and asks the guy for shorts on it. Shorts means before you finish your cig, you can hand it off to someone else and they can get the last few drags on it before there's none left. The smoker agrees, but barely even looks up from the game. Then the other guy thanks him and then walks off. I think the smoker was just way too lost in the game and maybe figured the guy would be watching and then would come back once the cig was almost out. So he just carried on with his game, then when the cig was finished, he just flicked it and carried on playing. Stuff like that starts fights for sure, and
wow.
I remember thinking like, uh-oh, that guy ain't gonna be happy. And lo and behold, minutes later the guy comes back, sees the smoker isn't smoking anymore, then just asks him real cool like, "You didn't save me no shorts?" Again, the guy barely even looks up and just says, "Yes, sorry." Then carries on putting down and picking up cards after telling him he should come back for the next one. The guy seemed kind of angry, but he just nods like, "Alright," and then walks off like he's going to look for another guy to call shorts on, as I said. About a half hour goes by, then the smoker takes his pack out, pulls another cig, and then lights up.
You got packs on packs on packs.
I see the same shorts guy walking over, figuring he was about to ask for shorts again. Only, when he gets behind the smoker, he doesn't ask him anything.
Punk him in the throat.
He just grabs the guy by the chin, pulls his head back, and starts shanking him in the throat with what I figured was a pen or pencil that he somehow managed to sharpen. We only get blunt stuff to write with, go figure, but somehow this guy must have been sharpening it against something, God knows what, because he was shanking this guy over and over and over again that blood was just bubbling out all down his neck and onto his shirt.
Lord.
Obviously, we all jumped up while people are calling out for the COs, and then a bunch of them in riot gear showed up and just unleashed the works on him. Pepper spray, tasers, batons. I mean, they beat the life out of this guy, even after he just got on his knees and surrendered.
Whoa.
The medics got to the guy who had been shanked way.
You just shanked the guy? You gotta get dealt with. Should they have done that? Hey, I'm not in charge. I don't know. But shoot, he was stabbing him uncontrollably. You get what was coming. You gotta get what's coming to you next. I'm just saying.
Way after he needed them. They can't come into an area like that until all the threats have been dealt with. So, honestly, I think the guy bled out before they even got to him, because we heard a few days later that he'd been taken to the morgue almost straight from the prison hospital.
Hey, bro,
and
he
stuff
had
like
to.
That, all combined from my years there, ended up just making me really tense all the time. Constant anxiety. And for a long time, any kind of sharp object had me panicking like someone was going to use it on me.
Freak.
I knew they weren't, but it's just my brain was just in war mode all the time, ready to fight or flight even though I knew I was safely out of lockup. I guess that's what I mean about prison being no joke. You don't ever really get out, not unless you're one of those psychos who lives for that kind of lifestyle.
Crazy.
I knew of a few guys inside who were just like that, just doing dumb petty stuff on the outside just to get back into lockup with their homies. They said they never meant to get caught, but then they used to roll around gangbanging, just not caring, and then acted all happy when they got back inside with their respective gang. People were crazy, man. Like, seriously crazy, and since I got out, I decided that lifestyle just wasn't for me.
It's crazy.
My job sucks now. I legit work at an Amazon center right now, and it's incredibly boring and tedious. But man, it pays the bills, and working with boring civilians is something that never makes me feel like I'm in danger, really ever. Danger of getting fired sometimes, sure, but at least I can sleep at night not having to worry about getting shanked.
Hey man, shoot. Seeing somebody get shanked like that's gotta be terrifying. That's gotta be really terrifying. And you're probably gonna be scarred for a long time, just like this guy. This guy was like, hey, when I saw sharp objects, even when I got out, it's been bad news. So I can imagine, seeing somebody get stabbed up in the neck just over and over like that. That has got to put you in a bad state of mind, and yeah, you're gonna be on your toes the whole time. So that's unfortunate to witness, but shoot, at least you didn't get stabbed up. But that guy, he was gone. He was done before they even got to him. He was already out of here. Like, come on, man. If he was getting stabbed up because I hear when you call the people, it take them a couple minutes. It take them some time, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. They're not going to be immediate. So if the guy was being stabbed up that much, you can imagine, like, when they get there, it's either he's about to leave or he's dead before they get there. Like, either one, is going to happen.
Stop. Before you do any holiday shopping this year, you really
commercial.
have to see this. I'm going to show you one simple trick that'll save you a lot.
All right.
My brother spent some time in the county a few years back and said it was the worst time of his life. I asked him what the worst thing that happened to him was, and he said he didn't want to talk
pancakes.
about it, but he did tell me this one story that just might be one of the most messed up things I've ever heard. The thing that gets me about it is that it actually starts off kind of funny. I mean, not for the dude it's about, but you'll see what I mean. Then it goes from something you tell as a funny story to something you tell as a straight-up horror story. Hence why I'm sending this in.
Ooh.
It goes from 0 to 100 in just seconds, and I get why he would be shook up about seeing it.
0 to 100.
So my brother said
Real
that
quick.
a few months into his stretch,
Real
the guy across from him has this new cellie move in with him. The guy seemed cool at first, but in work with the woods and stuff, but then one day he starts ripping these powerful farts.
Oh,
incredibly
Lord.
loud, too.
Whoa.
My brother and his cellmate
Hold on.
think this is kind of hilarious, and so does the other guy.
Hold on. I heard that was like a sign of flirting. I don't know. How was that steak and shake? The steak and shake was cool. It was kind of cold because, it took me a minute, man. They took a long time to give me my order, but the steak and shake is right here. I ate it up already. It's trashed up. The burger box and everything. Yep. We ate it. If it was hot, it probably would have been better, but yeah, it was straight.
Guy for about a minute.
But yeah, I was gonna say I heard, doing the whole thing with the farts. I heard that was a sign of flirting, in the pen. But let's see what they say about this. I don't know. Let's hear.
But then, the way my brother tells it, the farting guy was pumping out gas that smelled like a raccoon crawled up his butt and died. I mean, they were so bad that even my brother and his cellmate were telling him to stick a cork up it or something.
Yo,
because
son.
It was so
Nobody's sticking nothing up that. We gotta relax. That is crazy.
bad that they were stinking up the whole block. Guys from like 4 or 5 cells down were calling out like, put some water on that, thinking that he'd use the bathroom, but they were just legitimately only farts.
Oh, Lord.
It got to the point where everyone in the block was walking around with towels or shirts over their faces just to keep the smell out of their noses. It was seriously that bad.
You know nobody trying to get him.
At some point, the farting guy's celly asked him about what the deal was with his butt. And the other
First
guy
of all,
says that he was...
Whoa! First of all, I know this is a prison horror stories, but man, ask another guy about his butt. That's. Hey man, we know where they at, but wait. Matter of fact, let's not even go over there. But they're asking about it. Let's hear what he's about to say, man. This is gonna be crazy.
On some special dietary needs that the county couldn't accommodate. Like he tried sticking to just vegetables and stuff, but even then, it didn't seem to help. Dude just keeps ripping these heinous farts all day and all night.
Oh, Lord.
Like I said, people just thought it was kind of funny at first.
Nah,
but then
bro.
after a while, people started getting real sick.
People started dying.
Was more sick of it than the guy's cellmate. Then
wait. The guy's cellmate is a mutant. Like, how's he alive still? What is going on with his body that he's still alive? He's smelling these fumes, cause you know, farts got fumes in it, bro. Farts is explosive. Like, you could literally spark a fire with those. So I just imagine, like, what the heck, and how's his cellmate still alive? It's pretty amazing.
The guy just turns feral on the farter. And my brother said that he woke up to the sickening crunching sound coming from the cell opposite his. He sits up, and he's peering through the darkness trying to work out what he can hear, half asleep. And then he just about makes out the guy opposite, just like stomping on something. He knew what was going on, but he didn't want to call the guards and be a snitch like that. He just waited until one started walking the rows and raised the alarm.
Oh, Lord.
Guy had been literally stomping a hole in his cellie's head after pulling him out of his bunk. And when he got wheeled out on the stretcher, his head was just a mess of blood and swollen facial features. My brother said that he was certain that the guy was dead, but somehow he actually survived the insane amount of punishment he got.
What?
I use that term survived real loose though, because my brother said word got back to the block that the guy had brain damage and was being moved to a specialist hospital.
He had to have brain damage.
He said the even crazier thing was how blood was on the floor of the cell when the medics came to take the farting guy away. He said it was like all the blood in the guy's body was just sitting there in a pool. It was unreal to think so much of it had just straight up come out of the guy's head, and even crazier to think that he actually survived having bled out so much.
That's crazy.
He said it started to clot on the floor too, so when the attacker got carted out of the cell by the COs and the cleaners came in to mop it up, it was thick like sludge on the cell floor. All that just over farts though. I get it. It would get really annoying after a while, but the guy couldn't help it, could he? Poor dude couldn't handle the terrible jail food and it almost cost him his life. And if he ended up getting really badly brain damaged, that's pretty much his life over, isn't it? And stuff like that just reminds me of how, as tough as I like to think I am, I'd never last in prison or the county. For some people, it's a death sentence without ever getting one, and I think I might be one of those people that applies to.
Hey, man, the prison food, man. You know, the prison food is probably, you know, it's not even that nutritious. You know, it's like bad quality food. So anybody with sensitive stomach like this guy, it seemed like would be just going, their stomach will be ripping every day. I know my stomach is not that, you know, good with bad food. So I can imagine, you know, just eating something bad like that. Just like this, this steak and shake isn't as healthy. I already know. My stomach gonna be, it's gonna be bubbling tonight. But that's besides the point. He got stomped out. They stomped the yard on this guy, bro. They stomped the yard. What's up, Mr. Washcars? Can you show the burger? The burger's already ate. The burger's already ate up, man. Y'all missed it. It's already ate up. Steak and shake right here. Hold on. Is there a little bit of bread left? There's a little bit of bread left. Oh, it's a little bit of burger on the bread. A little bit. I don't know if you can see that, but pretty much everything else is gone. But yeah, they done stomped this guy's brains out, man. Stomped the yard on him, and he got sent to the whatever special unit. They said at that point his brain can't be functioning at even half capacity. I don't believe so. So he must have been a vegetable the rest of his days, and it's crazy. But that's what happens, man. He got stomped out because he was farting. D don't like farts at all. He hates farts. If anybody fart around D, he's gonna be like, "Hey man, what the heck?" He's gonna be kind of mad. So that's the thing. I don't like farts either, but D really hates farts. Like if you fart around him, he gonna act like you just insulted him or something.
Ever see the old HBO show Oz? To this day, it's my favorite TV show ever, and back in my late teens and early 20s, it was solely responsible for me wanting to work as a correctional officer. It might sound a little dumb to you because it definitely...
I've got a question. Would you stomp somebody out if you were in that situation? I would probably want to, but getting more time is gonna suck. So we'll try to figure out something. But stomp somebody out though, that's gonna make things worse. But man, I wonder how it smelt. I'm pretty sure I would want to. Let's just leave it right there. I'm pretty sure anybody that's been smelling that for days on end, they would want to do something about that, man. Goodness, that's a tough situation.
Definitely sounds dumb when I think about it these days. But I figured those guys were like the toughest SOB.
Of course I'll do that, Of course. I'm definitely not laying down like that. From
on the face of the earth. They dealt with the worst of the worst every single day of their lives, mad-dogging serial murders just to keep them in line, literally going one-on-one with some absolute monsters sometimes, and being tough enough to come out on top. To me, they seem like the special forces of the law enforcement world. Not out there helping old ladies cross the street or chasing down kids on stolen bikes, but keeping the likes of El Chapo or Charlie Manson locked up and away from the civilized world. I mean, that's as noble a profession as ever there was one, right? And I still think the same thing today to an extent. But there was a lot about being a CEO that I didn't figure until I was actually doing the job. And let me tell you, it's never the drug traffickers or serial killers that actually keep you up at night. It's guys like the one I have to tell you about in my story here. So, this one night, way back when I was still going through my on-the-job training, I had to go pull a shift in the medical ward. But I have to make something clear here. The medical ward is not the hospital, and a better name for it would be the psych unit or mental health unit or something, because it's the place we kept the guys who weren't mentally well enough to be around other regular prisoners.
Oh boy!
Each inmate had their own isolated cell, and were only let out twice a day to eat and to exercise. And
I got a cousin that works in the medical field that deals with people that are like the psych people, and they be kicking, doing all kinds of stuff. So I could imagine the difficulty it takes to handle these type of people is wild.
Never around the general population. That night I was shadowing the unit's nurse while she was doing her rounds, which mostly involved doing welfare checks and giving out the appropriate medicines to all the various prisoners. Then, we get this one...
Well, I gotta adjust this light real quick. It's killing me. All right, we're back.
One prisoner's cell, and the second I unlocked the door and opened it, I was almost knocked out onto my butt by the most stomach-turning smell I'd ever smelled in my life.
Oh, Lord, somebody
I
died.
knew at the time it was fecal matter, but there's a huge difference between a fresh dump and the kind of stuff that had been plastered in this guy's butt for maybe 2 or 3 days at that point.
Lord.
The nurse knew better than to go in without protection, too.
Heck no.
She told me after that she always dabbed a little Vaseline in her nostrils before making the rounds. That way she couldn't smell a thing. Anyway, once we were done handing out the medicine, I walked right up to my training officer and
you gotta get a
asked him what
quarantine
the deal
suit.
was with the prisoner who smelled like a sewage drain. I expected him to just burst out laughing at me, which had so far been his textbook response for almost every dumb or ignorant question that had come out of my mouth. To the older guys, it was fun for them to see a youngster all horrified over all the stuff they'd dealt with for years. But then it came to the human sewage pipe. For some reason, it was nothing to laugh about.
No, that's not funny.
My trainer just kind of sighed, spun around in his chair, and said something like, "So, you finally met Marshall then, huh?" He then explained that smelling bad was kind of his thing, and that as much as the medical team had tried to coach him out of it, he seemed to despise being clean. Whenever they did manage to talk him into showering or whatever, he acted like he was on the verge of a panic attack until he finally got a chance to soil himself again.
Bro, you trying to
Then I made the mistake of
trying to
asking
make sure nobody go
why
in him.
he always went to the bathroom on himself. My trainer explained that in the prison that he was held in before the one I worked at, he was repeatedly attacked and, how do I put this, violated by other prisoners.
see? I knew
Looked
it.
repeatedly targeted
I
in the
knew
showers
it.
until
like he didn't want nobody to mess with him. He was getting violated, and so hey, he gonna violate me if I smell like nangas. Okay, but that's what exactly what I thought. But they said it too. So let's go back a little bit so you can hear what he said. It's crazy, bro.
before the one I worked at, he was repeatedly attacked and, how do I put this, violated by other prisoners. Repeatedly targeted in the showers until he finally found a novel way of keeping his attackers off him. If he made himself a walking biohazard, the people who were targeting him suddenly weren't so keen on attacking him anymore, and I guess he lived like that for so long in the safety of his own filth that it took on like a comforting psychological effect for him. I remember saying something like, poor guy, no wonder he's so screwed up. My trainer almost spat his coffee out before telling me I wouldn't have any sympathy for the guy if I knew what his conviction was. Turned out, he was a serial child abuser, and that was the reason he'd had a target painted on his back in the first place. He was right. I didn't have any sympathy for him after that, and it made it all the creepier that he liked to use little kids' language whenever he spoke to any of the staff or COs. Like instead of saying that he, soiled himself or whatever, he would say things like, "I went potty on myself."
That's crazy.
Like if the guy had straight up learning difficulties or whatever, I'd maybe understand, but the CEO said Marshall was way more devious and evil than he'd like to make out. He was a master manipulator and a
This guy
complete
is
psychopath
crazy.
who didn't care about anyone but himself. Worst job in the whole prison was undoubtedly the cleaners who had to hose down Marshall's room every few days. The first year I was there, we had 6 different cleaners just refuse to do the job, even when they were offered what amounted to chemical warfare suits to get the job done.
Chemical warfare suits. That is extreme, bro. Would y'all do this job? Clean the feces and all that, and then smelling like biohazardous chemical waste. Would y'all? I wouldn't do it. I can't do anything related to. I'm not strong to do sanitary duties, man. Just my lungs are weak. When I smell something, it's just like, yeah, I'm choking. You know what I mean? Would y'all try this? Nah, I can say nah, no way. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't blame you on that one. I'm with you on that. I cannot. Honestly, I can't handle it. The smells, I choke even like sometimes using certain seasonings because, well, not choke, but I sneeze like peppers and stuff like that. Make you sneeze. V is like H though, man. Get the heck out of here with that. Yeah, man. Shoot.
Safely. All 6 then quit when they were told that they had to do it or face getting fired.
Oh yeah, you fired. I'm getting fired. Fire me. I'm out of here. I'm gone. Like fire me. This is not worth it. Heck no.
That was 6 in the first year alone. and by this point I've literally lost count of the numbers of cleaners who've quit because of Marshall and his unique self-defense techniques. Those are the kind of prisoners they never tell you about during the recruitment phase. And when you see them in the movies or
Heck,
TV
no, they're not gonna
shows,
tell you.
plenty of psycho prisoners on Oz, for example, you always just think it's some kind of dumb Hollywood exaggeration to make the drama more intense or something. But sometimes you meet a prisoner that could be the star of their own horror movie. And to me and most of the other COs too, Marshall was that prisoner.
Marshall is the horror movie. Man, that one right there.
Every once in a while, something comes along.
That one right there, man. Like Marshall, I understand why he did it. You know, anybody that will go to that extreme measures because of what they were going through at the time, you know, I can see why. But Marshall, man, I know. First of all, did he have a cellmate? Because if he did, that guy, I don't know if they didn't put no cellmate with that guy. You can't put a cellmate with that guy, right? They wouldn't do that. I don't know. The system is brutal. Next story. We on story number, I think,
In the words
4.
of infamous and multiple prison escapee Richard Lee McNair, thank God for prisons. There are some very sick people in them. Animals you would never want living near your family or the public in general.
Oh, that's true.
I don't know how corrections staff deal with it. They get spit on, abused, and I have seen them risk their own lives and save a prisoner many times. Never was a truer word spoken, and the United States has had its fair share of vicious and dangerous prisoners, and arguably none were more bloodthirsty or more deadly than a monster by the name of Thomas Silverstein.
A monster.
Silverstein was born to a divorced mother in Long Beach, California on February 4th of 1952. His mother, Virginia Conway, divorced Silverstein's biological father while he was still in the womb, then married and eventually divorced another man before settling with a one Sid Silverstein, from whom Thomas inherited his surname. Silverstein grew up as a shy, awkward, and timid child who was often severely bullied by his middle-class neighbors. Not only was he singled out as a lower-class child of divorce, but his adopted second name meant that he was often mistaken for being Jewish, which meant that Thomas became the victim of some unforgivably vicious anti-Semitic comments. When Silverstein would arrive home in tears, seeking comfort from his mother, she would rebuke his innocent vulnerability and demand that he take violent revenge on those that had wronged him. Then, when Thomas refused to partake in such hideous retribution, she told him that if he ever came running home to her again, crying because he had been beaten up by a bully, she would be waiting to beat him up even worse than they had. Silverstein later said
What
that
the heck?
it's how my mom was. She stood her mud. If someone came at you with a bat, you got your bat, and you both went at it.
Okay, go head to head.
Following
That's not
this
bad,
cruel
but-
ultimatum, Silverstein committed
little
his
cruel.
first act of violence,
Oh, Lord.
beating one of his bullies to a bloody pulp in the street outside his home.
Dang. He
When she
defended
found
himself.
out, his mother actually expressed approval of the act, and once the
Wow.
young man felt the warmth of his mother's pride in him, a life of violence was simply inevitable.
Oh, so he got connected. He got connected with aggression, you know, because it was approved. And that's the thing where, you know, could easily happen. Like, you know, once you get the go ahead to do something, even if it's bad, you connect with it. And that's what happened here. He connected with the violence because, okay, there's something that I can finally get some love from my mom from. So let me go ahead and do it. Let me go ahead and, you know, keep on hurting people and you know, because that's going to give me approval from my mom, right? That's what she likes. That's what she says yes to. So why not keep on doing it, right? Let's continue.
At the tender age of 14, Silverstein was sent to the first of many correctional facilities after a conviction for violent conduct. It was there, at a California Youth Authority reformatory, that his attitude towards violence was harshly and definitively tempered. Life inside was dog eat dog, a constant fight for survival, and as Silverstein later put it, anyone not willing to fight was abused. Later in 1971, a 19-year-old Silverstein was sent to San Quentin Prison in California
San
for
Quentin.
armed robbery.
Lord.
It was around this time that he fell under the influence of his mother's second husband, Thomas Conway, himself an accomplished armed robber who schooled him in the tricks of the trade. Just months after he was paroled for his first armed robbery conviction, Silverstein was sent back to prison with his father and cousin after being convicted of 3 separate armed robberies that netted a paltry $11,000. The cycle repeated itself in 1977, and just months after he was paroled from that second conviction, Thomas was convicted for his part in an even more violent and terrifying armed robbery. And given that he was an unrepentant recidivist, he was sentenced to 15 years in Leavenworth's federal penitentiary. It was at Leavenworth that Silverstein first met members of the infamous Aryan Brotherhood.
Aryans.
And being the viciously violent and hardened criminal that he was, the Brotherhood's leadership was deeply impressed with him. When the year 1980 rolled around, Silverstein was offered full membership to the Aryan Brotherhood, but he was required to prove his loyalty by spilling the blood of another prisoner.
The blood.
The Brotherhood had asked a young man named Danny Atwell to serve as a heroin mule for them, which would require him secreting drugs and...
Yeah, just real quick, a mule is basically somebody that's transporting, drugs without... They're basically the car that transport the drugs, but he's about to explain it anyway. I don't know why I'm trying to explain it like I know, like I'm in this thing for real, but I just know what it is because I watch movies.
...inside himself in order to transport them to another part of the prison. The drug trade was extremely lucrative to the Brotherhood, and they mostly relied on narcotic sales to...
Hold on real quick, because I seen this. We're going to get back to the story real quick, but just real quick, I seen some videos on Facebook with people in prison like living like they're outside these streets. They got all kinds of snacks. They're over there cooking. They got restaurants, businesses in there. I saw a guy, he was making food, and he was like, yeah, this is my 5-star plate, like my most expensive plate. And like he's making all kind of different meals. I'm like, what the heck do they have going on? They living good in there. They got TVs. Now I don't know like if it's jail, prison, state, federal. I don't know the differences like that, but I just know that they're incarcerated, right? And they're cooking stuff up and they're doing all these crazy things. I'm like, wow, they look like they enjoying themselves, in their TVs, this, that, and the third. They making, some people making social media videos. This is amazing, right?
...on their operations both in and out of the penitentiary. Few prisoners ever refused the wishes of the Brotherhood. To their surprise, Danny Atwell flat out refused to run the risk of an extended sentence for them.
They were eating pizza.
Such
Crazy.
a refusal was a grave insult to the Brotherhood's leadership, so in response, they decided that Atwell had to be killed, and the man to do the job would be none other than Thomas Silverstein. Silverstein knew that the chances of him being caught and convicted of murder were extremely high, but given that, by that point, he saw no other life for himself outside of prison, he accepted. He then talked his way into Atwell's cell on the pretense of getting him out of trouble, then cut the poor soul's throat with a homemade knife that the Brotherhood had provided him with. As he expected, Silverstein was quickly apprehended, and after a swift trial, he was sentenced to life before being transferred to a United States penitentiary in Marion, Illinois.
Lord.
While incarcerated at Marion, Silverstein's behavior took a distinct turn for the worse. He was now a full-blooded member of the Aryan Brotherhood, one of the most violently racist prison gangs in American history, and his behavior reflected that enormously. He became so violent and disruptive that prison staff were forced to house him in the penitentiary's control unit, a sequestered area of the prison with a regimen that verged on constant solitary confinement. After tricking prison staff into thinking that he had somewhat reformed himself, Silverstein used his newfound freedom to assassinate an African-American prison gang member named Robert Chappelle, who was a veteran of an organization known as the DC Blacks. Once again, Silverstein's involvement in the murder was swiftly uncovered by the prison staff, and he was handed yet another life sentence. When word reached the leadership of the DC Blacks that Silverstein had murdered one of their own, it came to pass that the national leader of the gang, Raymond Cadillac Smith, ended up getting transferred to Marion
Raymond
Penitentiary,
Cadillac.
specifically to the control unit that housed Silverstein. It's not clear whether this was pure coincidence or some deliberately antagonistic power play instigated by federal penitentiary staff, but what's clear is that two men who shouldn't have been anywhere near each other ended up just a few feet apart. As prison logs would later confirm, Cadillac Smith spent most every hour of every day.
I'm not gonna lie, Cadillac Smith, that sounds like a cool name. Cadillac Smith. That's kind of crispy. I'm not gonna lie. Cadillac Smith.
Either plotting or attempting to murder Silverstein. Thomas, on the other hand, chose to sow seeds of doubt and conspiracy in Smith's mind, insisting he was completely innocent of the charge and that internal strife with the DC Blacks was to blame for Chappelle's murder. But Smith wasn't fooled, and as Silverstein would later state, everyone knew what was going on, and no one did anything to keep us apart. The guards wanted one of us to kill the other. Silverstein believed that someone, high up in the ranks of the penitentiary's leadership, had engineered his and Smith's close proximity, and that it was only a matter of time before mortal combat ensued.
Mortal Kombat.
They proved him right.
Mortal Kombat.
Somehow, Silverstein and Smith ended up face to face, with each in possession of improvised weapons. It's not clear if Smith finally found a window of opportunity to attack Silverstein, or if the guards arranged for them to be alone together, but after a lengthy struggle, Silverstein came out on top, having stabbed Smith more than 60 times in the torso, neck, and face. Only once Smith was dead, Silverstein didn't try to remove himself from the situation. After all, it was a hard-fought victory, one that had been a long time coming. He ended up dragging Smith's bloodied corpse up and down the cell block, showing off his trophy to his fellow prisoners, and hallowing about how he just slaughtered the DC Blacks' longtime leader. The murder ended up with Silverstein receiving yet another life sentence.
Double
And this
life?
time, it was without the possibility of parole. By 1983, Silverstein had firmly established his reputation as one of the worst prisoners in the entire country. He hated the correctional officers, and they hated him in turn. But one officer in particular despised Silverstein with a passion, and dedicated a great deal of his time to making his life torture. Some say that correctional officer Merle Klutz deliberately harassed Silverstein for almost a year, doing anything and everything he could to make his life harder than it had to be. In one instance, Klutz was said to have entered Silverstein's cell while he was painting, Silverstein's only creative outlet, and one he seemed to treasure beyond words. After making a few derisive comments on his artistic skills, Klutz apparently took down a few of Silverstein's paintings and tore them up right there in front of him. Silverstein was apoplectic with rage, yet he had no recourse whatsoever. If he killed a prison guard, he would surely get the death penalty, and although Silverstein feared very little in life, he feared death. Yet as the harassment continued, day after day, week after week, Silverstein found that he had less and less to lose. If Klutz was
If you donated $30, if I donated $30, would you buy more Steak and Shake? Man, Steak and Shake take way too long. I wouldn't buy more tonight, but yeah, I wouldn't buy more tonight.
Take everything away from him, and then he'd find a way to take everything from Klutz in turn. Then, on October 22nd of 1983, Klutz let Silverstein out of his cell to take a shower. As they walked, Silverstein began limping and complained to Klutz that he was in serious pain. Klutz harbored no sympathy and kept on walking, telling Silverstein that he had a set amount of time to wash and would not be waited for. Yet as Klutz passed Silverstein in the hallway, he fell into a carefully planned trap of the murderer's creation. Silverstein stopped outside the cell of another inmate, who unlocked his handcuffs with a homemade key and handed him a prison shank, all in one fluid motion. Silverstein then kept his hands firmly behind his back as he continued to limp towards an ever-impatient Klutz. Then in one fell swoop, he pounced. Klutz was stabbed so many times that he was dead
Oh.
before his fellow correctional officers could even restrain his attacker.
Dang, this is a serious guy we're talking about here. In one fluid motion, how did they not see him? How did they not see this guy, baby? Have you had Hardee's, Carl's Jr.? I had Carl's Jr., but not the burgers. I had a breakfast. I think that's what it's called on. Yeah. Carl's Jr. and Hardee's. We got both. But man, this one fluid motion is very hard. How did they not see him? Oh, how did he not see him? That is, hey, this guy was being harassed, and he got his chance, and he went straight to work. Crazy.
Minutes later, the entirety of Marion Penitentiary was placed on an indefinite lockdown, which ultimately lasted for 23 years. Klutz's murder had sent shockwaves through the prison staff community, and tens of thousands of them wrote letters to the Department of Corrections demanding safer working conditions for themselves and their colleagues. As a result, a brand new kind of federal prison was designed, one that would be christened Super Maximum Security.
Wow.
The first of its kind was Florence Penitentiary in Colorado, and one of the first inmates transferred there was none other than the prisoner who inspired its design, Thomas Silverstein. Following Klutz's murder and prior to his transfer to Florence Supermax Prison, Silverstein was transferred to a United States penitentiary in Atlanta, where he was placed in complete solitary confinement.
Hey, real quick, let's look up Supermax Prison. I'm curious to what Supermax Prison looks like. I'm curious, man. Let's see Supermax. I never seen Supermax Max Prison. Let's look this up, man. Let's just see what it looked like. Okay. It looks like hold on. Alright. So what in the heck? Where's the building? Alright. Hold on. Let's just do regular. Inside. Okay, let's do California. Okay, let's do cell. Supermax cell. See what it look like. Okay. Alright, so this is what it looks like. Let's do images real quick. Okay, wow. They got a lot of space, it looks like. This is a more realistic picture. Is that a shower? Oh, they have a shower in there now? Wow. They have a shower. Bathroom. A desk. I'm not gonna lie. Some of these looking kind of nice, but let's get back to the video.
A note on his file specified that he was to have
He said, look up Colorado Prison Max. Okay, let me look up Colorado. Colorado. Max Prison Cell, Colorado. Colorado. Okay, so this is Colorado, I believe. Yeah, it's Colorado. So this is how it looks on the doors. Okay, yeah, they stacked. They are stacked in there. Look at those the keyhole. They got a keyhole 1 and 2. They got 2 joints. And then this is where they put the handcuffs in. Make sure you, yeah. And then a little peephole, a little window. Okay. What else do they have? Let's see a bigger. Okay, that's a lot of space to grab somebody though. I'm not gonna lie. That space in that rectangle, that's a lot of space to grab somebody. But I guess that's where they put the trays in for the food, and then also they got to turn around, put the hands in there. All right, wow, it's brick, it's cement all over the place, man. They are maxed out. Is this? Okay, there's something else. Something else. It's not Colorado. All right, let's get back to the video. Wow. So that's what it looks like.
Have no human contact due to the danger he presented to the correctional officers. Silverstein later claimed that this no human contact.
Hold on, real quick. Let's put a face to Silverstein. Let's see who Silverstein is. Silverstein, if he has a picture. Silverstein. I don't know how to spell his name, but let's. Silverstein, prisoner. Can we find this guy? This is not him. This ain't Silverstein, is it? Is that Silverstein? Solitary confinement. Yeah, that might be. This might be Thomas Silverstein. Oh shoot, is this the guy? Dang. Is this Silverstein we're looking at? Or is this Silverstein? I don't know. I think we found Silverstein up top though. I think this might be him. I forgot this. I think it's Thomas Silverstein. Okay, let's get back to the video. And that might be him. I'm not sure.
Status was basically a form of legalized torture reserved for those who had killed correctional officers. This prompted a Bureau of Prisons official to publicly state that when an inmate kills a guard, he must be punished. We can't execute Silverstein, so we have no choice but to make his life torture. Otherwise, other inmates will kill guards too. There has to be some supreme punishment. Every convict knows what Silverstein is going through. We want them to realize that if they cross the line that he did, they will pay a heavy price. If this story hasn't quite made it clear how completely evil Thomas Silverstein was, let this last anecdote put it beyond all doubt.
Oh boy, what's up?
During the 1987 Atlanta prison riots, Cuban prisoners released Silverstein from his isolation cell as a method of terrifying the correctional officer hostages they'd taken. As a result, Thomas was able to roam freely about the prison and threatened to execute the Cubans' hostages on a number of separate occasions. When they refused him access to them, Silverstein threatened to kill them too, and hurled racial abuse at the Cubans until they turned on him and took him as a hostage too. As a show of good faith, the Cubans then handed Silverstein over to the FBI's hostage rescue team, who considered Silverstein's recapture as a landmark moment in the quelling of the disturbance. Just consider how abhorrent an inmate has to be for their fellow prisoners to attack them, tie them up, and hand them over to the federal government during a prison riot. When that type of contempt is comprehended, then you have an idea of how other hardened criminals felt about Thomas Silverstein.
Why didn't they stab him up? If they whatever, this is prison, right? Just get that weapon, 60 to the neck, right? 60 to the neck sound crazy. 60 to the neck is wild. Why that many times? Like 3-4 times should be good enough, right? You would think they gotta do it 60 times. That's a lot of energy. But why didn't they just handle him? If they had one guy versus 10, they just, right? Anyway, I don't know.
Who was without a shadow of a doubt one of the most vicious and violent prisoners in United States history. In the end, Silverstein's life would end as the result of a sharp implement, just not in the same way you might expect. He died on May 11th of 2019 at St. Anthony's Hospital in Lakewood, Colorado.
Just
after
3 years
suffering
ago?
Complications following heart surgery. He spent an incredible 36
that prison
years
fool will
in
kill your
solitary
heart.
confinement. But shockingly, that's not even the record for the longest a U.S. prisoner has spent in such conditions. There are plenty of debates over who served the longest in solitary confinement, and many of these arguments hinge on whether the confinement was cumulative or concurrent. But one thing is clear. Thomas Silverstein deserved every moment he spent deprived of human contact. Those who relinquish their humanity deserve nothing less.
Wow, Silverstein.
We put Lumi to the test where we looked at Lumi compared to a shower alone. This is odor here. This is when
Silverstein, that was a crazy one. It sounded like he was a tough prisoner to deal with. Very crazy, but hey, he had heart issues. I'm pretty sure it came from the prison food. Prison food is, yeah. Let's continue.
If I asked you to list the most bloodthirsty British criminals of all time, whose names would you give me? Perhaps you'd say Ian Brady, Dennis Nilsen,
Don't know who that is. Don't know
Fred
them.
West,
Never
or even
heard.
Victorian London's own Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper might
There are
sound
most definitely
familiar.
other names which belong on that list, but one that seems to be continuously neglected, unknown to even the most ardent true crime aficionados, is that of Robert John Maudsley. Robert was born on
Hold on, Robert John Mosley. Let's look that up. Let's see Robert John Mosley. Let me see if they pull it up. Yeah, it's right here. Oh my goodness. This guy look like that's him. That's the guy. Robert John who's this? Robert Mosley? This him too? Why he look? Wait. Which one is the real? I can't tell you if he look older in this picture or that other one. Either way, man, Mosley. Hold on. I think there might be two different people, but Mosley looked like he has definitely been through a lot. But let's continue, man.
June 26 of 1953 into a family of 14 in the English city of Liverpool. Due to the immense number of siblings he had, Robert's parents were almost completely incapable of feeding or clothing him due to crushing financial constraints. This led to him being placed in a Catholic orphanage in the nearby village of Crosby, as local authorities quickly established that not only was Robert being maltreated in his parents' care, but he was also being abused by his father and older siblings. Around the time of Robert's 8th birthday, his father approached the orphanage with proof that he was financially capable of caring for the boy. He had recently been promoted at work, and the additional income made him eligible to apply for custody. A short time later, the orphanage returned Robert to the care of his family, but this only meant that the disgusting abuse could resume, and this time, it was far worse than it had been previously. The abuse soon came to the attention of Liverpool's Department of Social Services, who intervened on Robert's behalf and once again removed him from his parents' care. Maudsley would later state that this constant instability, coupled with incessant abuse at the hands of his own parents, would leave him with deep psychological scars. Robert escaped Liverpool as soon as he could and moved down to London in the late 1960s. But work was not easy to come by, and even when he could find work, his behavioral problems meant his employment rarely lasted long. Robert's lack of employability was also exacerbated by his increasing reliance on hard drugs, which he used to stave off a deep and debilitating depression.
What kind of drugs we talking
It
about?
wasn't long before Robert turned to illicit
Cocaine?
means in order to support his habit. He became a male escort, frequenting London's
A male escort. Deuce Bigelow, male gigolo in this piccolo. Dang. He was over there getting it. Wait, but escort don't necessarily mean you gotta do something freaky. But sometimes escorts I hear is like you do something that like you could just spend time with people. You could just spend time, sit there, have a dinner, go out with them. You don't gotta do anything crazy. From what I heard and from what people say out there, but also there is the ones where you might have to end off the night with a happy ending, whatever you might call that. But it doesn't necessarily mean he was getting in between. Just had to make that clean. Hey.
Soho district, where he propositioned those who visited the areas at many of the gay bars.
Huh?
In his heterosexuality, this took a heavy toll on Robert's already failing mental health, and after several botched attempts at his own life, he was forced to seek psychiatric help. In one lengthy chat with a London-based psychiatrist, Robert confessed to hearing voices in his head, some of which implored him to murder his own parents.
Oh,
Naturally,
man.
the doctor talked him out of such a hideous act of violence, but it seems that Robert's thirst for a bloody revenge against a society that had continually mistreated him continued to fester within.
That's a demon.
In 1974, Robert was still selling himself in and around London when he was propositioned by a man named John Farrell. They arranged to meet in the suburb of Wood Green.
Oh, he doing... Oh, let's continue, man.
And after picking
Lord,
Robert up in his car
this
and
is
driving him to
crazy.
a secluded area, John began to show him a series of photographs depicting distressed young children. When Robert asked him what the purpose of this was, John Farrell replied that they were all children that he had abused at some point in the past, and that he carried photographs of them as grim trophies of his exploits. Himself a victim of abuse, Robert Maudsley flew into a murderous rage at this revelation and strangled Farrell right there in his own car. Following the murder, Robert handed himself in to the local police, confessing to the murder and pleading for psychiatric care. It was
Okay, he did it smart. I heard this before. Like, hey, I need such this. This is, well, he might have actually needed it, but I did hear this situation, like, to say you need psychiatric help because XYZ. You know, they're gonna try to put you in a special place and, you know, get you the help you need, and it looked like it might be working for him, but. Goodness gracious, man. He over there. I didn't see. I heard the escorting, but I didn't know he was doing the escorting for Dukes. That's why I was so surprised when I heard it. But hey, man.
determined that, due to his past traumas and shattered psyche, Robert was completely unfit to stand trial and was therefore sent to Broadmoor High Security Psychiatric Hospital in the English County of Berkshire. You may be forgiven for thinking that Robert was genuinely remorseful over the murder he committed.
Heck no. Heck no, he's not. But what he is about to do is pretend like he's seeing stuff and talking to people when the nurses come around. Definitely, he got to keep up the psychiatric act. Or at this point, he's getting poked up. They're stabbing him with all kinds of drugs. They're making him take drugs, you know, because as long as he's there, they got to try to give him something to keep him under control. So he's getting stabbed up. I don't know what they're giving him. I don't know what it's called, but he's getting some medication. So either he's getting freaked up from all these drugs, or he's acting like he's freaked up. Like, you know, like act like doing weird stuff. But let's continue, man.
After all, he did hand himself in over to the police. Yet the reality was that the murder had provided Robert with a deep satisfaction. It was the revenge he'd been craving for years by that point, and afterwards, he only wanted more. In 1977, Robert discovered that he was sharing one of Broadmoor's wings with a convicted child abuser by the name of David Francis. He then spent around 2 or 3 weeks befriending Francis, sharing cigarettes and sweets
he about
with
to
the
get
man
him.
until his trust was earned.
He's about to get him.
Then, after luring Francis into a cell, Robert attacked him, and after restraining him with a length of torn bedsheet, Robert proceeded to torture Francis to death over the course of 9 long hours. Incredibly, Robert managed to completely avoid an outright murder charge, citing his past abuse at the hands of his siblings and parents. Instead, he was convicted of manslaughter, but with a special addendum stating that he would never be released from prison. This was probably on account of the fact that Robert was completely remorseless when faced with a charge, and stated that he would kill any and all abusers of children that he encountered either in prison or on the outside. It seems this claim, while perversely righteous, was not strictly true, as by that...
Hold on, what do y'all think about that? You think he's cool for just killing people that are child molesters and harm children? You think he's good to get away from that, or good to get away with that type of crime? What do y'all think in the chat? What would y'all say about that? He's in the green, or is he in the red? I mean, it's still wrong killing people, but what do y'all think? Heck yeah, kill those jokers. Heck yeah, kill the jokers. Yeah. I let it slide. Okay. I let it slide. Kill those jokers. Okay, so see, it sounds like y'all with it. Y'all with the slaughters. Anybody else? All right, let's continue.
At that point,
It's almost done.
Robert's thirst for blood extended well beyond those he perceived as abusers. In 1978, Robert took the lives of 2 of his fellow prisoners in the space of just a few hours.
Hey,
His
yo!
first victim was Saulney Darwood, a man convicted of murdering his wife. And just like
Okay.
with David Francis, Robert lured the man into his cell under the false pretense of sharing luxury goods with him.
Dang, he's
Once the pair were alone,
smooth.
Robert garroted
He is smooth with his, man. I'm sorry, I gotta pause it one more time. He's smooth. He over there luring people into their bro. He's over there. This is him. This is the guy. He's like, hey man, yeah, I used to, play baseball. You play baseball too, right? Great. 4-1. He over there sweet talking them. Man, come back to my prison cell. I got something to show you. And taking them out like that, bro. You over there thinking, yeah, we having a jolly good time. This is a new buddy of mine. You come inside the prison into that corner. It's bad news bears. He's clapping everything. That's smart, but it's scary because you gotta be careful out there. I mean, none of you guys are in the hole, so that's not a necessary thing. But actually, that's a thing to look out for. Like, people try to act nice to you. You gotta be careful about people that act nice. You gotta be smart out here. Just watch people and give us some time. One thing I would say about sneaky people or being careful about not getting taken advantage of from people you meet that are new. Definitely take your time. Don't be like, okay, he's cool after you see him do 1-2 thing, or she's cool. Take your time, do some studying, watch, look, observe. Just give it some time, because sooner or later you'll figure it out if they are sketchy,
Darwood with a piece of wire, stabbing him to death while unconscious, then attempted to hide the bloody, mutilated corpse under his bed. Robert then attempted to lure a second prisoner into his cell, but not a single other person walked into his trap. His bloodlust was so great that he was no longer content to simply bait another prisoner into his room, and he began prowling the wing for more victims. Most knew to stay well enough away from Robert, whose reputation often preceded him, but one William Roberts wasn't nearly savvy enough to keep out of his way. And when Robert cornered William in the wing's recreation room, the only solace came in a quick and relatively painless death. But Robert didn't just cut William's throat and leave him to bleed out on the floor, as once he was dead, a shockingly perverse act of mutilation began. Robert began smashing William's lifeless head into a nearby wall, so many times that it cracked the man's skull wide open. It's then thought that Robert began using a makeshift knife to scoop out some of his victims' brains from his fleshy open skull before eating them raw.
Ew, this guy's...
Robert then calmly walked into the wing's office, placed the bloody dagger on the table of the attending correctional officer, and told them that he had shortened the prisoner's roll call by 2. Despite the press circulating that Robert had eaten a part of William Roberts' brain, the British Press Complaints Commission cited the dead man's autopsy and claimed that this simply wasn't true. However, it's important to note that this was essentially just cover to prevent further public outcry. Not only did the autopsy reveal that the victim's skull was in such a terrible state that it was impossible to determine if the brain-eating element was true, but at least 3 other inmates claimed that they had personally witnessed Robert eating his victims' brains, and stated as such to the prison's warden in an attempt to keep Robert segregated from the rest of the prisoner population. Not long after the brain-eating incident, Robert was deemed too dangerous for a regular prison cell. So, in order to keep the rest of the prison population safe from him, a specialized cell was constructed in the basement of Wakefield Prison.
Hold on. Now this begs the question, because somebody asked the question: Are these really true stories? I mean, I looked up a picture. We seen the guy, but they're saying some crazy stuff. Like I'm just wondering if they knew this guy was in there with them. Why didn't they gang up on him, man? He should have got jumped. But probably at this point he was in like maximum security and stuff like that. Like, well, not maximum security, but like max prison, something like that. Like he was probably in some kind of graduated form of, incarceration. And he said, "Dang, that man's hungry." He was over there hungry for the meats.
And whenever he was outside of it, it was never to be escorted by any less than 4 prison officers. To keep him placated, his cell is almost double the size of a regular one, but instead of steel or concrete walls, his cell is constructed almost entirely of bulletproof glass so that his behavior can be observed at all times. The only furnishings are a table and chair, and both are made of compressed cardboard. This is because Robert has repeatedly attempted to take his own life, and anything that he could possibly use to hang himself or open a vein is strictly prohibited from being in his cell.
Dang, that sucks. Like, just imagine, like, in his situation, he don't care about nothing. He don't care about jack. So he's trying to kill himself so many times. Like, if he can't kill himself, he gonna kill somebody else. That's pretty much what it sounds like to me. And in this situation, he's being observed, and there's nothing around him to kill himself. I mean, you can't hold your breath until you die, because why? Eventually, you're gonna stop holding your breath and you're gonna breathe. So, and then could he choke himself out with his clothes? It's nothing. I don't think there's anything to strap it on. Maybe. So he can't do that. He can't hang himself. So he's just in utter torment.
A solid steel door opens into a small cage within the cell, encased in thick, transparent acrylic panels, with a small slot at the bottom through which officers pass him food and other items. The toilet and wash basin are bolted to the floor, while his bed is nothing but a concrete slab. Robert remains confined to this cell for 23 hours a day and is not allowed contact with any other inmates. Then, during his daily hour of exercise, he is escorted to the yard by 6 prison officers, each ready to restrain him if he suddenly attempts to take his own life in some way. In March of the year 2000, Robert begged prison staff for the terms of his solitary confinement be relaxed, but thankfully for his fellow prisoners, his request was denied. He then asked for permission to take his own life via a cyanide capsule, and again, this was denied. In a last gasp to maintain what was little left of his sanity, he asked for a pet parakeet, but prison officials were so suspicious that he might eat the poor thing alive that this request was also denied. Prisoners like Robert remind us of the quote from Richard Lee McNair, the one where he mentions prisons being a blessing on society. The idea that Robert could be free to walk among us, a man said to have eaten another's raw brains, is far more terrifying than any movie monster or campfire ghost story. Because Robert is real.
Yeah, Robert is real.
Very, very dangerous.
Hey, man, Robert is real, man. Robert Mosley, or whatever his name. I forgot what it was. Hey, this so far has been interesting to hear these stories. But for this last one, this guy was trying to kill himself. He was over doing anything, man. Like he was denied everything. They wouldn't let him kill himself. They not gonna get, like, he was trying to bail out. He was trying to get up out of here. But this guy was denied everything. He couldn't have no human contact. It's real crazy when you have no interaction. Like you become more like, you die. They say you die faster That's why I like a lot. Like when old people live at home by themselves, they die much faster. They get old quick. But if they have people around them, you know, something about and being in relation with people that keep you alive, that gives you energy, vitality. But when you're away, we're not meant to be alone. You know, God created us to be relational. So when you don't have that type of thing, you begin to lose yourself, and you know, you start dying. You know, especially when you don't have a lot of interaction and movement, you know, within yourself. So that's interesting, man. You guys got any videos, any scary videos y'all want me to check out? Any scary videos y'all want me to check out? If not, we can go ahead and do our fun videos. Let me see something. Robert Downey. So this may or may not be him. I'm not sure which one it is, but this look like it's more like him. I'm not gonna lie. This guy right here, he look way crazier, bro, than this guy. This guy look like he need to take a shower, probably get a haircut. You know, he look like he's an actor almost. But oh, Hannibal the Cannibal. Okay, so he looked like a cannibal. I'm not gonna lie. He looked like an actor in a current role that's playing like a dirty guy or something. But apparently this is the real. I don't know which. I don't know, but I don't know what to tell you guys. But what was that one? It was one video. 10 creepy facts about Jeffrey Dahmer. We're not gonna do Jeffrey Dahmer, but we'll do something else. No Jeffrey Dahmer videos. Let's see something else. Oh yeah, I wasn't even showing you guys the my doggone screen. This is what I was looking at. My bad. I was looking at this guy. I was saying this guy on the left looks like a cannibal, and the guy on the right looks like an actor or something like that that's playing a role. But anyway, that's besides the point. What other videos you got? He said, "Oh man, yeah, we ain't messing with Jeffrey Dahmer. You know, we ain't messing with Jeffrey Dahmer tonight." Let me see. Public. Any other scary video ideas you guys have? Any others? What we got? What we got out here? Oh, let's go ahead and do the pranks. What the heck? Boy. Random sound come on, you like, okay, let's pick a video. Best Poet Prank Part 2. Not the mannequin one. Let's see. Oh, what do we have? Goodness gracious, fake juice. Fake juice in public. This sounds funny. Hold on. But I don't want to get copyrighted. That's the only thing. So we might have to okay, we might have to. All right. Let's do. Ooh. Okay, let's do the bottom one right here. The fake juice one. It looked kind of funny. But we're going to have to mute some of them. I'm not going to lie. We're going to have to mute because they might have music. Yeah, see? We got to mute already because they have music. And hold on one second. I'm not even on the. Okay, let me switch you guys. Oh, okay, we're on here. All right. Let's play the video. We got to pause the sound because copyright. Oh. Did she still drink the... Oh, is that a lemon? Nick. Oh. Oh. Of course. Oh my gosh. But it might be fake though. Hold on, let me. Yo, I will kick that guy in his stomach, bro. Sorry, oh my gosh. That's gross. If y'all saw this guy doing that, why are you drinking it like that? Ugh. Oh my gosh. This guy. Oh my goodness. This guy pissed off. Let's see what he's saying. See, they're playing this copyright music. I can't play the audio, man. They're playing. Yeah, it is a good prank. I wish we could hear what they're saying, but they're playing music over it. So we can't even hear it. Nah, we gotta stop that. Is it even cold? Oh, she's drinking that. Well, she's taking that thing down. She's wasting no time. Everybody's spitting it out. You would throw up. Oh man. This is a good prank because you drank it already and she about to smack this guy. Okay, he's getting to work. He's getting to work. It's funny because when they turn and they connect the dots, that's the part where I think it's the funniest because they're like, oh freak, I drank some already. The next thing I gotta do is spit what's in my mouth out because, you know. Oh shoot, he's mad. This guy mad. I'll flip the table if that happens. Shoot, I'll flip the table too. Let's hear. Man, they playing.
Em pahingi piso kuya, pagkain lang.
Wala ko'y kwarta. Wala. Hawa diya kay buhok ko.
Wala na pagkain kuya.
Lagi ego din sa ako. Hawa na diya.
Piso.
Hawa na diya. Buhok ka. Hawa diya. Hawa.
Kanina to yung kasura kuya.
Tingnan sa ako ah. Hawa na. Imo na. Hawa na din diri.
Dito sa'yo kuya. Akin na lang to kuya. Wow! Ano to?
Lagi. Ako lagi na.
Dilaw!
Makadaot man na. Oh, makadaot.
Huh?
Makadaot ni.
Lupit yan oh! Wow, ganda yan kuya. Ay, may isa pa!
Uy, ako pa na. Ako ni.
Wow, may papel! Wow, may papel!
Kay mo yan mo.
Akin to!
Hawa na.
Akin to kuya!
That's not even a guy's thing.
Ako lagi na ba?
Akin to kuya!
Ako na. Ako na. Ako ani.
Kayo yan kuya?
Ako ani.
He gonna give him his coke and his little snack. Man, get out of here, bro.
Makadaot ini.
Ha?
Makadaot ini. Yadi mo, yadi mo. Yadi mo. Oh, sino?
Pagkain! Pagkain to!
Paano na to? Paano na to?
Tara!
Hawa na. Paano
Ang
na?
sarap!
Paano na to?
Yan kaya! Yan kaya!
Hindi makadaot ini. Hawa na. Paano na to? Sige na. Ito na. Paano na lagi? Oh, dada ini.
Akin to!
Hindi mo na. Hawa na dia.
The only way you drink it if it's
Ay,
if
yung piso kuya,
Latina
pagkain ko
did?
lang kuya. Gutom na ako kuya, kahit piso lang kuya.
okay. Let's switch the video only because we don't understand what they're saying. and I don't want to be trying to figure out exactly what's going on. So let's go to another video. The first part was funny. I'm not gonna lie, the first part was funny. We gotta find one that's like, okay, so this throwing fake gang signs. Okay, let's let's look at this one. Throwing fake gang signs. These guys are funny. I actually was trying to find these guys.
The first ever Sierra,
But I couldn't find them, but we found them now. Alright. Let's see what this is. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be funny. Let's see what happens. Well, I'm gonna say this to watch later. Might do a reaction to that one. But let's hear this video. Should be good.
You squared up on me like that, dog. What's wrong with you?
Back in my bag and I gotta brag, I do this shit for real. When we was down, we had nothing, we had the shit.
Copyright. We're not playing. Whoa! Whoa! Yeah, I know some people that go to these type of car racing or car drags or whatever you call them. It's stupid. People get popped over there all the time. People get popped over there and people... hold on, let's skip this.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do about it? Where you from?
Earth,
Earth? What the f is Earth?
why you mad at me?
I'm from a gang, motherfucker. Be playing that Earth shit. I'm Bang. What's up?
Yeah, well, I don't care if you bang, dog. Why
don't
you
care
mad at
if I
me,
bang?
dog? Why you mad?
You mad dogging me, Holmes?
I can't
Got a
look.
problem? Nah.
I have eyes.
So?
God gave me eyes to look.
So
on camera. Why you mad?
wearing your camera.
Look, you're on camera.
On your camera.
The one thing I would say about these public pranks is it's very dangerous because, you know, it's like you get really messed up out here. It's not a game. People that do YouTube videos have gotten killed over stuff like this, or like over public pranks. People got popped for real. So what they're doing is very risky, but I'm not gonna lie, it is hilarious when they actually get them. That's a big guy. All I'm saying is, if he injuries are coming.
Problem, bro? The your problem? You got a problem, nigga? You squared up on me like that, dog. What's wrong with you? What you doing with? I'm telling you, I will beat your ass. Don't do that with me. You know where you at? Calm your ass down, bro.
I don't know, man. This look kind of fake. That look a little bit fake. I'm not gonna lie.
What you trying to do? Nigga from Florida, they ain't with that shit. Man, you ain't trying to do this for real, bro. Man, what you put your bullshit for, man? Bro, scared as fuck, man. Do something. Man, do something, man. Goddamn.
What is he doing? What is... This guy's crazy.
Man, you better go on down, nigga. Put your head, man, for real, bro. Get your head, bro. Come here, man.
What's up, homie?
Hold on, what was the hand motion he did? Look at his face. Hold on, what is going on with his hands, bro? What is... He got the doggone... He got the Earl palsy going on his fingers. Look at him, he like he get a stroke.
Trying to bang on me, blood?
Look at his face, man.
What's up?
What's up? Where you from, blood?
40-yard dash. Oh, see, that's particularly dangerous because this dude is doing it when they're in the car. You know they got stuff in the glove compartment, could easily pull it out and get to firing. I don't know why he would do that. That one is way riskier. That one is crazier to me because I know people carry them inside their car all the time, so they can easily pull it out and get to popping without stopping.
Shit, hey, it's a video, it's a video.
Oh shoot, I think he got one in his pocket. He jumped down immediately. Let's go back. He jumped down fast. No time. No time wasted.
What's up, dog?
He's following him across the street.
What's up, dog?
He's following him.
What's up, man? What's up, dog?
It's crazy. He's still following this guy?
Bro, let's go. Let's get out of here. This fool's pissed.
This dude's still
up, homie?
jogging after him, bro.
You banging on me? You need to pay, bro? I want to hit you first, bro. Do you need to pay? Walk away, bro. Walk away, bro. Walk away.
Why are you following him then?
Walk away. Big Dutch, what's up? Get down. What's up? You need it? What's up?
Oh, Lord.
I'm going to show you how to boost your confidence.
Chill out with that. You're way too close. He said, surprised he hasn't been shot. Yeah, man. But I have heard they had some close calls.
Pull a nigga do something to you, bro. Get your ass up out of here, bro. Fucking wrong with you, nigga. Bro.
That's a long behind blunt.
Get the fuck.
You're on camera, bro. Why you mad? I'm not throwing real gang signs, bro. Why you mad?
Man, you can't be out here doing shit like
My bad, dog.
What you got going, bro? You better back your ass.
He said. What is he? This is stupid, man. This is stupid.
Yo, back. Yo.
Oh Lord. He's about to get caught. Hold on, wait.
Fucking doing gang signs to me, bro?
It's a video, it's a video. Chill out, bro. It's a video. You're on camera, my boy. Behind that car. I'm not throwing gang signs, bro. This is not a gang. Why are you tripping, bro? You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Is it clear on video? Oh, man, bro. Damn, bro.
Alright, boys, we're out here with the Send Venture. We're on our way to the first location.
So we're sending it tonight. We haven't really done a vlog like this in a minute.
It's because this man's in love. His wife let him come out for the night, so it's time to send it, boys. See you at the first spot.
Okay, that's crazy.
We was down and we had nothing, we had to share a meal. We put the shit in overdrive with no steering wheel. Shorty throw that thing back in the pair.
Oh! We about to get caught. Woo! We about to get copyrighted. We gotta pause that. Pause the music on that. They probably might have got me on that. Look at this guy's an idiot.
Is up for this first spot. We're up to the second spot, boys. Time to send it.
Can I get everybody over here? We will be drifting this corner. You don't want another mishap.
2 seconds later.
Okay, let's try to. Do you want to get capped? And that's gonna be the last video. Top notch idiots. Yeah, they are idiots, bro. Top notch idiots is real. Top notch idiots. Capped. You want to get capped? Let's do that one day. That's 12 minutes. All right. Millions find a. Do you want to get capped? We got Boot. What's going on, Boot? Boot Art. We're at toward the ending. We're watching the funny videos now. Before we close.
For the new. What's up, bro?
All right.
You trying to get capped out?
All right.
What's poppin', guys? Welcome back to the channel. I get a lot of comments all the time about what editing software that we
what editing software do they
all
use?
the time about what editing software that we actually use. I get it. Our videos are so poppin'. You want to know what's up? You want to make them yourself. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys exactly what editing software that we use. It's called the Wondershare Filmora 10.
Oh yeah. Wondershare is that's the move. That's exactly what I used. It's real good.
What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
You gotta chill out, my boy. Fuck out of here, nigga. What's with the attitude, bro? I'm just trying to give you a cap, my boy. Look, I'm just trying to give you a cap, my boy. You're on camera.
Oh, you dropped your wallet.
Hey, you dropped your wallet, my boy. Hey, the way you fucking chilling over here looks like you're trying to get capped.
Right, chill out, dog. Chill out.
Huh? Y'all know who the fuck I am, bro? This is my block, nigga. Where you from, nigga?
Chill out.
Hey, where you from, bro?
Where I'm from Earth, my boy.
Where you
What, bro? Why getting active, bro?
Yeah, what you
Why
want?
you getting active, though? Why you getting
me, bro?
Huh?
Who capping me,
I'm
bro?
capping you, my boy.
Who's capping me out here, bro?
Why you
Nobody
mad?
Cap me. This is my
Why
block
you
right
mad?
here. Ain't nobody mad,
Why you
bro.
mad?
What you talking about? You capping
Bro,
somebody,
I'm just trying to give you cap, bro.
Selling these kind of caps, I don't know what color.
Like, I don't know if you want to get capped and shit. I'm trying to give you a cap, my boy.
If you got hats, you gotta say that differently,
You're
man.
on camera, my boy. For a second, I thought you were gonna fuck me up, bro. I'm like, it's about to swing, bro.
Hey, I make music, man.
Oh, hell yeah. Hey, what's up, my boy? What are you doing over here?
I'm chilling. What's good?
Hey, let me talk to you.
What's up?
Hey, homie, you trying to get capped or what? Huh?
What's up?
You trying to get capped or what?
What's good?
Why you getting active, fool? You trying to get capped or huh?
Why you getting mad, bro?
You trying to get capped or what, bro?
What's up?
What's up?
You got an issue?
Huh? You got an issue.
Do something.
You're getting aggressive, my boy. You trying to get out?
You said you want to get capped, bro.
Yeah, you trying to get capped or what, my boy?
Yeah, bro.
What's up, bro? You want to throw it down or what?
Step up.
Why you getting mad, bro? I'm just trying to give you a cap.
You're selling caps, bro, like different colors.
I'm just giving you a cap, bro. Why you getting crazy, bro?
I don't think he was gonna do anything anyway. I don't think he was gonna do anything. He was.
Why you mad, bro? Hey, what's up, my boy? He looks like you're trying to get capped or what?
I'm not trying to get capped, bro.
Huh?
I'm not trying to
You
get
sure
capped.
you ain't trying to get capped? The way you chilling over here with that neck tattoo on me looks like you're trying to get capped, my boy.
You two want to go at it right now?
Huh? Nah, it's gonna be one-on-one, just me and you, my boy.
Down for a one-on-one, homie.
Yeah? You trying to get it or what?
Go down. What the fuck?
What's up?
What's up, homie?
Caps, bro, like we got that Louis Vuitton.
Which one you want, bro? That crazy ass fool. Like, what are you trying to do? Why you take off your shirt, bro?
You took off his
Hey,
shirt.
you're on camera with it.
Oh, you guys are good, my boy.
What's up, my boy?
What's up, bro? What's up, dog?
Hey, the way
He said the one in the blue is scared. Yeah.
you sitting over here looks like you're trying to get capped or what, my boy? What's up? What's up?
You want to get down, bro?
Huh?
You want to get down?
Nah, I'm trying to give you a cap, my boy.
What do you mean cap, bro? You trying to cap
Just
me, bro?
like that, bro.
What?
That cap.
A cap.
Oh, you see that? You had that the red
Like
one.
a cap, my
The
boy.
red one, we had different color on.
Like the way you're sitting there, it looks like you need a new cap, bro.
Oh, damn.
Why are you tripping, bro?
Why you tripping?
You good?
Yeah.
You're on camera, bro. Look, you're on camera behind the pole.
Oh
You
shoot!
good?
This guy gotta go to the dentist.
Shit, I would pull my shit out.
Huh?
I would pull my shit out.
What are you doing over here?
He said he almost took a dump.
Hey, this is my sidewalk over here. You cannot ride a bike over here, my boy. Huh?
Come on, bro.
I can't hear you. You gotta speak up, my boy.
Come on, bro.
Huh? I'm good. You good?
You sure? Yeah, I'm sure.
Like, why you giving me attitude, bro?
What's up, bro?
Am I giving you
Hey,
attitude?
what's up, bro?
You trying to get capped out?
Oh yeah. Nah.
Chill out, my boy. You're on camera, bro.
Crazy, man. Bro, come on. It's crazy out here in LA, bro.
Yeah.
You in LA.
Hey, you socked me in the back of my head.
Yeah, he smacked him in the back. I heard that.
Can't be doing that out here, man.
Hey, is it cool if you're on camera? Let me use that shot, yeah? That was
Go
fucking
ahead, bro.
sick.
Straight.
Thank you.
Smack him in the back of the head. That's the least you can do for me.
This is the blue one.
The back is different on these ones. Which one is
This is the GT.
McLaren GT, that's what it's called?
Yeah. Where's the Lambo, huh?
It's in the garage. You want to see it?
This guy, I want to see. I'm a Lambo guy, bro.
Let's see it with the doors go up.
Okay, they're doing like a little vlog.
Still made it, bro.
Okay.
Who knew Prince was good?
Hey man, that's it for the video, man. You want to get capped? I think I see actually on the way to Steak and Shake. I watched the video where they're like, "Are you trying to get you trying to get rocked?" That's what they asked. You trying to get rocked? And one of the guys like, "Hey, you know, what you mean trying to get rocked?" And, you know, as we saw, they get attacked and all that stuff. That was funny. I think that was funnier than this one. But man, appreciate you guys for rocking with me, man. Definitely smash the like button if you like the content. If you like the videos, the reactions, I should say. Smash the like button. Scary Saturdays, man. I do this for the folk, for the Dukes, for the Dukettes. Definitely go to the gaming channel if you like watching games, or if you like games. I do the gaming thing on their live streams weekly. Maybe not every day, but we do them a lot, at least 3 times a week, at least. So if you rock with the content, go over there, watch that. Stay tuned for more content, man. I'm just trying to work a lot of stuff together. Might even have a new channel coming on soon. But stay tuned for that. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Kind of announcing it is kind of early too, but I'm thinking about doing something, you know, on a separate channel. But we'll see what happens. Maybe I might put that content on this channel. But anyway, definitely, I just got a message. Definitely, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, all that good stuff. Share the video if you like it, and let's get straight to it. It's Eddie at Gaming. Catch you guys next live stream or next Scary Saturdays. Come with y'all videos. Come with the videos that you guys want me to look at or react to, and let's watch them together. Let's get scared together, right? But don't bring me no demonic stuff. That's the only thing. Don't be bringing me, you know, stuff like that. But nevertheless, if you have videos y'all want to see me react to, definitely bring them. We'll react to them. We'll have fun, and then we're gonna end with a fun video as we usually do. It's Eddie at TV. Catch you guys next time.